Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new Blast from the Past video, and this time I'm going to share with you an army that have disappeared from Warhammer Fantasy Old War during I think was during the 5th edition was phasing out, and then at the end it did not arrive. So these are the Dogs of War. In Spanish were called mercenaries. So these were mainly troops from Tilea, but there are also other quite special troops. So this was the book that they launched. I think this was in 3rd edition, this book, if I'm not wrong. And the year is from, let me see if I can see here the year, but it was early 2000s, I think. No, 1998. Okay, so this book was released in 1998. When we were still using Goblin Green in the bases, but you can see there's some were experimenting with the different colors. So here you have, we're going to make a look, and I will just talk a little bit about the evolution. If you want to see my army of Dogs of War, I have a showcase video, so I will, at the end of the video, I will link it to the showcase of the Dogs of War. Okay, so yeah, we can see it was curious because it was starting with the painting or the different miniatures. So here we have the company of Leopold. We have the Slayers, the Pirate Slayers. This I really regret not having this unit. This one I have it. Azarnil, the Lord of the Dragons. And we have the Beermen of Katradza, the Siege Coastmen of Braganza. All these were unique metal kits. So it was really an army that requests a lot of different metal kits at the moment, because yeah, each unit was really a separate metal kit. Yeah, here we have the general. We have Lucrezia Belladonna. These ones I have a full unit. Okay, the Ronzino, a cavalry artillery or artillery, light artillery. Yeah, the marksmen, I also have them in my army. You can see here, these are the size of the battles at the period of time. You can appreciate that the units were not as big as we play today. Okay. Yeah, the Al-Qatani company, Beorstrach. Okay, so this was, I think, inspired on how it's called the name, the guy that it's transforming himself in beer in The Hobbit. I think it's really, yeah, inspired on that. Here we see the General, Lucrezia Belladonna, and Wolfgang. So you can also have ours. So we had, yeah, then we had the rules and the explanation on how the different units are playing. This unit did not have, at the beginning, BSB. They had a person that had the loot and was the one paying to the mercenaries. So this was the most important one in the army, even more important than the general. Okay. They introduced a new weapon that was the pikes, that you were able to fight one row more than the or 2 rows more than the spears. Okay, and here it's telling you how to recruit, how to use them, some history, and then we go to the army list. Okay, so the organization was 0 to 35% on characters and 65% on renown regiments, and that's all. Okay, so you have characters and renown regiments. So characters, we have the general, the mercenary general, or the Dog of War general, I don't know how this is translated in English, is the guy in charge of paying the salary. Then we have different heroes. So then we have the sorcerer, so on level 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we go to the regiments, okay? And there were, so for example, this one, any army of Warhammer can recruit Wolfwag, okay? So not only if you're playing mercenaries, you can also recruit this as part of your ally bucket in your army, okay? So you can see. So this was the ogres, the ogres of Wolfwag. Yeah, we have here. You can see. I would say that the artwork and so on was nice. It's black and white as was common in this period of time, but I think it was quite interesting. So here we have the siege postmen, and the slayers, the pirate slayers. I really recommend having this army. Boland hunters. I have this one. I have the unit, the Lost Legion of Pirazzo, inspired on the Spanish. So these more than Tilea, they are more like Stalia type of guys. And you have all this is the background, right? And then here is the rules. So you have a big background history, and then the rules. Yeah, these are the dogs, the desert dogs, or desert dogs of Al-Mukhtar. Okay, this was a light cavalry unit. Asamil, I also have him in my collection, painted in a completely different way. Anyway, yeah, Leopold. I have the figures of Pikeman, so these are the Leopold. I also, these ones I really like it. The artillery. The marksmen. We have some to paint of these guys. Yeah, we have Beorg. The Assassins of Vespero. I have a unit of 5 to paint of these guys, so I need to paint them because they are really nice miniatures as well. Al-Qatani Company. Yeah, the Republican, the Guard of Rico, the Beermen, and then we go to the special characters. Okay, we have Borgio the Siegeman, or I don't know how this was translated. Sorry, I have the Spanish version of that. Okay, Leonardo the Miragliano, Lucrezia Belladonna, Midas. Okay, this is one special special character to paint. This was the one with the small chariot. Lorenzo Lupo. I think if I don't have him, I don't know. Then we have Marco Colombo. This one I have it in my collection. So yeah, some nice ones, and then we have some background. Okay, here, what are the mercenaries of Tilea? All this is the background. Okay, and then the land of Tilea, and this was what we get from this book. And then after this book, in White Dwarf, they launched other units. There was one that was the Druids and 2 Giants. There was the Giants of Albion. And then there was another one that were the Cursed Legion, I think was called, was an undead regiment that was hating undead, because they were cursed and they really want to kill all the undead people because they were cursed by the undead. And yeah, and I think there were some others that they were not here in this book. Okay, as you can see, really nice army, very colorful, and it was a pity that they did not follow up with this, but I understand, because it was quite an army that did not have. I also had this guy. Okay, yeah, there was I have to paint it. There was a general that was on a goblin that also in a different in a white dwarf, but we are going to see later on. Okay, so you can see here, this is the army with all the units, I think. Not all, but most of the units. So this was what an army was looking like in this period of time, right? So let's put it like that. Sorry for the glare. Okay. So I'm really happy to have this army, but then, in a white dwarf, later on they launch first this thing, okay? And in this thing, they did something very strange to me, because they eliminate the renom, they relaunch the Dogs of War, but instead of putting the renom units, they just make them generic, right? And then this was with a new structure where we had, how was divided here? Yeah, we have the characters, and then we had basic units, special units, and singular. I don't remember how it's called. Okay, and here we have. So what was the basic units? So was pikemen, crossmen, duelists. So everything was generic. You can see even the cannons were generic, so we're able to have a cannon. They even put the halfling hot pot as part of the options. We had then the sculpt of the guy paying the unit. We have ogres, dwarves. So this way, so they completely change. We even had a unit of halflings. Okay, they did not have, and then they have again the background and what this was all. But this was very curious, right? And here you see some of these. These are the generic mercenary general. We have the ogres there. Okay. But then later on they make a recap. So this was a book. I don't know if this was existing in all the countries. This called the Scripts of Aldorf. Okay, or these are the Scripts of Aldorf. This was the third one. Okay, this was a recall of articles from the White Dwarf, and here they put again the Dogs of War. And they talk about the army list, and we have again what you have seen before, right? So the generic units, this is more of them, but then they put the renowned regiments at the back, and I've been using this for a long time because they never relaunched the book. I was really a little bit disappointed that they never launched the book. It was a really nice army. So here we see you have again the Lost Legion of Pirazzo. And then they specify if this is basic, special, or singular unit, right? I think was explained here. Yeah, Pirazzo and 4 Cosmen are included with blah blah blah. They tell you about the maximum number, and I think somewhere they explain you if this is a special, singular, or basic. So, okay. We have then the Republican Guard of Rico. We have the Company of Leopold. We have the Alcatani. So these are all the pikes men units. Then we have the Assassins of Vespero. Okay, these are the duelists. We have as well the Desert Dogs. We have the Siege Cosmen, the Heavy Cavalry. Beorg is here again. I'm checking where was the Marksman. I think was somewhere here. Yeah, here we have the Marksmen were here as well. So all the units that you have seen in the previous books were here. But then they also had the Ola Khan Goblins, the Goblins riders. Okay, this was new. We have the Lumping Club, the unit of halflings. Okay, here we have Asarnil. We have the artillery as well. We have this is where how it's called this in English. These are the lizardmen, the small lizardmen, the skinks. Okay, so these are the Tichy Witchy Incurso riders. Okay, the Giants of Albion, what I told you before, the Birdmen. So we had, and these ones here were singular units. So some of them were, and they explain you here if it's taken as a singular unit or as a special unit. Somewhere was explained, so you were able to know what role they were. We also have orcs, so they were quite a good variety of units, and this was the course company that I was explaining before. Okay, then we had even some magic objects. So this was, but we had some generic magic objects, I think, here at the beginning for the. But yeah, here we have the generic magic objects for this one. Nothing is really special. So yeah, I just want to share with you how this is an army that has disappeared over the time. So I think the most important thing is to show you back the original book. So this was launched in 1998. I don't know when you can consider this that are not anymore part of the fantasy, right? And I know that there was a fun army book released later on that was even allowed in some tournaments. And yeah, this is one of the things that I would like to be back, right? This is the type of things that I'm missing a little bit. I did not change them to rounded bases because this can be used as a free people. This can make a very interesting free people army, but you don't have gunmen or something like that, right? You can see the shooting is crossbow, and then you have this artillery. This artillery, of course, you don't know how to use it because you don't have rules for that. But yeah, I just want to share this. And if you want to see how my army looks like, I did a showcase some years ago where I put all my army there. Not the best paint job, some miniatures are a little bit damaged and are quite old, but I'm very glad, I'm very happy to have. I never regret keeping this army. And yeah, and even I cannot use it today on the battlefield. Sometimes I play it as Empire, and in the 9th Age, yeah, know that I will use this as a spearman and so on, right? So you can more or less use them, though they are not a competitive army anymore. So yeah, I hope you like this one. I hope, please give a like if you have liked this video. Let me know what do you think. Let me know if you were aware of the Dogs of War or not, and what units did you were aware of, what units did you know. Okay, and yeah, leave in the comments below. Very interested to know what do you think. And this is old Warhammer, but really old, not the new old Warhammer. So this is really a blast from the past. And that's all for now. So please, as usual, share, comment, give a like if you have liked the video, and thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.